Whew. Alright. Just see Aya right there. Woof. Tired of this shit. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Parasite Eve 2. Now, last time we pretty much swept through the Neo arc and cleared a lot of stuff out, and we beat both sides of the power plant here, which is basically little mini bosses that don't really feel much like mini bosses, to be honest, especially not if you disable the security system. We're going to be heading back towards the observatory. There's a lot of stuff you can do in the Neo arc on the way back. You can stop or go around and fight all these enemies, and there's a ton of XP and ton of BP to be rewarded, which if you're looking to get all this stuff leveled up to a really high level, that's a good way to do it, but it's also a decent way to get yourself killed. So it's risk reward. If you're well equipped and you're doing a lot of damage and you really feel like you want to take the time to do that and level your character up, I totally recommend you do that. That's the RPG element in this game. Now, sorry for the sniffles. If you're like me and you've got one goal in your mind and you're just playing through it casually to enjoy the game, I would say it's not a bad decision to just sort of go to where you're supposed to be going. Wow, I don't know why, but all of a sudden my nose started running. It was not doing that before I started the video. Anyway, moving on. You might hear some weird sniffs and sniffles in this video. I apologize for that. But you know, hey, it's life. Sometimes stuff happens. You're going to run into enemies, and a lot of enemies you will run into. If you'll notice, though, there is an elevator over here. Eve testing area, transport lift only, no entry allowed on this level. A lift that can't be used. And also in the last video I said that there was a combination to the second input in the tower that I did. This is the combination right here. What the piece over at the pyramid itself, the one that we spun to make the symbols match, what that's supposed to be is a clock, and that shows you 1 through 12, and it has symbols matching the numbers 1 through 12, 1 being 1 dot, 12 being 2 lines and 2 dots. With that being said, this correlates to numbers 1 through 12, telling you which order to do these in. Right here you can see 1 dot would be red, 2 dots would be yellow, 3 dots would be blue, and so on and so forth. Once you get up to 4 dots, then a line is 5, so the 5th tile would be blue, and again, etc., yada yada. This is how you know how to do that second puzzle. And you know that this is the one that opens this door because they put it next to the door. The one that we examine on the bridge on the way back is going to be the one that moves the bridge. So if you're wondering how those puzzles come together, I know I didn't really do a good job of explaining it, but that's how they come together. The round thing is to show you what the dots and lines mean. And then the 2 posts, the one at the door that was unlocked by the second combination. Oh, hey, Mossback. How you doing? We're going to take you out, buddy. I don't trust you. And you're done. And this one over here. If I examine this, that shows you right there how many times to step on each tile. That's a little bit more obscure, a little bit more vague. But eventually, if you stare at it long enough, I'm sure that the majority of people would figure it out. For a moment there, my game was kind of frozen. That was weird. These guys aren't hard to take out. I think there's just one of them. For whatever reason, they're only giving me 1 mossback and 1 sludge right now, which is cool. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. If you well-placed bullets will take both those things out. Good XP, good BP. We're going to move forward. Man, I'm sort of sad that my nose is running. But, you know, whatever. Oh, in here. Whoopsie. Last video I said there would not be many enemies in here ever, and I just ate my words. There were two of those jellies right there, two pink ones. That was worth 840 BP for two enemies. And they also give you Eau de Toilette, which I do not want because it induces Berserker, which makes your HP fall and takes away your heals at the reward of giving you higher attack power. These things are annoying. These things are highly annoying. And to be completely honest, I don't want to deal with them. If you walk into them, they're going to give you some trouble. They're annoying. They're so bad. I just got hit so many times, I'm not dealing with them. This is what happens if you run away. It'll give you like 1 MP, and it takes 10 of your bounty points. But 10 bounty points is almost worth it to not have to fight them. So, we're going to come back towards the observatory. And now that that electromagnetic barrier is gone, when we go up these stairs, we're going to be greeted by a cutscene. Okay, maybe not quite yet. We're pretty much finished down here in the Neo Arc, I believe. I could be wrong about that, though. I'm trying to think. What am I forgetting? We're not trying to go back to the power plant. No. We're done in the Neo Arc. For now. I remember where I'm going. Okay. Round one of these corners, there is a doorway. The same doorway that we used to come in. Right here it is. I always forget where, like, which side it's on. And then back up the elevator. If y'all hear a random voice outside or in the distance, it is my roommate talking to the dogs. Now we get greeted by the cutscene. The reflection in the glass indicates that the person in this room doing this is very large and maybe has glowing eyes. And you can hear breathing in the background that sounds like it's through a gas mask. It's indicated that basically it's number 9. And he has activated some sort of sequence that brings these guys back to life from cryo sleep. These are golem soldiers. Golems were bred to be super soldiers. And they are now walking out of cryosleep. They're not good guys. They are in fact very, very bad guys. If we check our map, we got red pretty much everywhere. But we're supposed to be going down to this other elevator now. That's where it's telling us to go on our map. Interesting thing about this. Right now, as it stands, I have 1 Hydra and 0 Hydras to fall back on. So, I'm going to go this way, and we are going to go back to the armory and hopefully grab some ammo. But we're going to have to fight some stuff on the way there, which is fine. I don't mind that at all. I got to use PBs, which are weaker, but again, that's okay. Whoa, hey, nope, swap back. Oh, Aya, what the fuck? Oh, wow. Game, you're dicking me over. So I don't know what the fuck just happened to my targeting, but Aya would not target worth a shit. This is not a good position for me to be in. Come back over here. There's 3 of these in here. 3 is a lot. Not used to having to use this many bullets. This really shows off how much more powerful the Hydras are. So, lots of stuff for that. 612 XP, that's a lot. BP, good amount. We got Fireflies and R slugs. Those slugs come in handy if you're using a shotgun. If you're using a shotgun, you want to keep as many of those as possible. Now, we want to hit this elevator. We're going to go to B1. That's where the armory is. That's what we're trying to get to. Okay. So you can hear the puppet people noises. I don't think I'm getting the closest off before he fires. I'll just do that. Hit him. Now we're just going to open fire until he's dying. And the other one got me. That's fine though. I don't mind. Heal. Now I'm paralyzed as well. Metabolism. You want to hit this one with necrosis as quickly as possible. That way he's stunned as well. Now he's pretty much helpless. When they glow blue like that, that particle effect shows up, they can actually heal themselves. So bear that in mind. They have access to pretty much all the parasite energy that you have, except for necrosis and plasma and the special ones. I think they can use antibody. I think they can use... They can't use energy shot, but I think they can use antibody, pyrokinesis, and healing. So, gotta watch for those guys. They are worth a lot of stuff though. So always good to fight them. I'm gonna go through here, branch back up into here, and I think there might even be more of them out here. No? Okay. Nope, no more of them. Cool. So, into the armory we go. We need Hydras again, because that's kind of rough. Trying to fight everything with 9mm PBs. I'm really missing the Hydras. There's really not much of a power difference, but it's very obvious once you use Hydras for a while and go back to PBs. You just know you're using inferior ammunition. So, re-equip my Hydras. We're going to stop by on the way out and grab some PBs, just as a fallback, in case I run out of ammo. And now we can go do what we were meant to do. So, we want to go back down towards the elevator hall so that we can go back up to B2 or down to B2. I'm not really sure how that works. Pretty sure it's down to B2. From B1 it would be down to B2. And in we go. Back down to B2. So once we're in B2, same thing. Back to the big door. And this time around, instead of going to the far elevator, we're going to go right here to this nearer elevator, the one that's going to be on the left when facing the wall in between them. The barrier generator must be below. She pretty much goes down there, clears out the electromagnetic field, and realizes, hey, that's not what I've been feeling. There's something even further down below. So once she clears out the electromagnetic field, she comes back up and then goes down this elevator. This is a rough section. I highly recommend saving before doing this. you're going to find some cameras, and you're going to have this weird screen particle effect that's caused by the speakers down here. What these speakers do is they constantly sap your MP. So as quickly as possible, you want to destroy these speakers. And it doesn't work to just do one of them, you want to do both of them before you lose too much MP, to be honest. I'm not really too worried about it because I have plenty of MP healing items on me, but yeah, it's recommended that you take these out as quickly as possible to avoid losing too much MP. You're not going to get any XP or BP out of that because it was all machines. It's not ANMCs, but you will get experience. This is the big step right here. There's either a stay here or a down we go. Once you go down, you're in a boss battle, pretty much. So, prepare yourself before you go down. You will get an awesome elevator ride in order to prepare yourself, though, which is kind of cool. I always kind of thought that was a neat little touch. In this case, am going to use a recovery 3 and an MP boost too. I don't really have any other attachment slots to equip, healing items, which worries me. But I want to keep all those attachments equipped, which means in my playthrough, what I'm doing is I'm trying to beat this boss in one go. Now, I don't really think that that's a difficult thing to do, but it's definitely not an easy thing to do. So, I think this is what we're doing. Down, down, down we go. But as you'll notice, in our P energy tab, we're at 3,261. I've almost got enough to, or do I have enough? I have enough to revive Life Drain if I wanted, or Energy Ball if I wanted. So, I can either work on Wind, or I can do this. Personally, I know what's coming up in the game, and I know pretty much the best ways to counter it. I'm going to go with Necrosis level 3. And we're going to work on getting Wind's level 3 skill, because that's going to be more useful to me than Life Drain or Energy Ball. I thought about grabbing Life Drain and Energy Ball just for this playthrough, just to show y'all. But I think I'm wanting Wind's level 3. So I need another 4,000 XP. That's just how that works. And that's okay. It's quick to get in this stage of the game. We're about to hit that difficulty spike. And it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be wonderful, guys. If y'all can hear the sounds of me scratching myself, I apologize. You never think about those things, like when you're streaming. Or, recording a YouTube video or whatever you're doing. You just kind of get comfortable and start letting your own stuff flow, and next thing you know, you're doing stuff like scratching yourself, and it's a comfort thing. It's so weird. You'll come into this room, it's going to have some fatties in it, and it's also, ow, actually it's a moss bag, ow, and he's hurting me quite badly. I'm going to keep stepping back while I take him out, because I was at full HP and now I'm not. Once you kill the fatty, you realize that it was being controlled by this little girl, or this little person. You got an MP boost 3, or MP boost 2, and a recovery 3 right there. Without using my MP, I'm going to come over here and use a recovery 3. Now, this is the point of no return. The boss is behind this door. The fight that we just had, I kind of forgot it, but if you kill the moss bag that she's controlling, ends the fight, and you don't lose any more MP or anything. So just focus on the moss back there. This is the big one right here. refresh my keyboard time limit. This is the big puppet, and he's kind of an asshole. You can stun him by shooting these speakers, and when they explode, it will stun his movements. Right away, you're going to want an energy shot. You're going to want antibody. You're going to want to dodge his attacks. If you can get enough critical shots on him while he's not under the influence of antibody, it will stun him, and you won't have as much trouble dealing damage. He heals. He also creates these little energy balls to chase after you, which are pretty easily dodgeable. The main thing you're going to want is to dodge his attacks and keep dealing damage. So I took damage right there. It's not too bad. The purple thing is a laser, depending on whether it's the single laser or the 3 lasers. The single one, I think, homes in on you, while the 3 do not. Okay, the 2 actually spread and come back, so they're not hard to dodge. As you can see with the PO8, I'm just kind of ripping him a new asshole right now. Dodge, not hard to do. And as you grab those critical shots, dude, it's going to do a world of good stunning him. And yeah, the single laser homes in on you and inflicts paralysis. Get paralysis off of you immediately. Can't have that. When he charges up like that, you want to be as far away from him as possible. It's still going to hit you, and it's going to do a lot of damage. Heal up. Reapply energy shot. Dodge his laser, if you can. Reapply antibody. Get away from him. Start taking pot shots again. Dodge. This is pretty much how this battle goes. It's not a hard battle, but it is a long one. So strap in pretty tight. You're going to want to wear a seatbelt for this one. If he doesn't have antibody on him, it's pretty easy to get criticals and deal well over 100 damage. Again, paralysis up in the upper left-hand corner below our HP. As soon as you see that debuff on you, you want metabolism. Get rid of that. It's not good. It will stun you in the battle at random intervals, and it will make it extremely hard for you to deal damage. Or dodge attacks, which both are terrible. Keep wailing on this guy. Eventually, he goes down. It's not a hard fight if you can dodge attacks. If you're having trouble dodging attacks, then you might want to use a bigger gun than what I'm using. Just saying. I don't know how else to really politely say that. But anyway, you get 100 MP out of it. You get 500 BP and 1300 experience. It is a lot of experience. You can take the MP boost and the ringer solution, and as a bonus item, I think it gives you an Eau de Toilette, which I don't use, so discard. And now, you try and go after the little girl, and poof, Kyle is here. We finally found our mark. That little one is the pilot, I'm sure of it. I think you're right. Let's do what we came here to do. He's obviously going to shoot this little girl. And Aya makes no attempt to stop it until now. And even then, she's kind of hesitant. It's weird. And here's where we discover this is the little girl that Aya's been having visions of. She makes the weirdest crying noise I've ever heard. Like that, people don't cry like that. But, you know, hey, whatever. This triggers a long cutscene. She might look like a cute little girl, but you sure she's not dangerous? Shh, quiet. This little girl, her name's Eve. It was written on the helmet. This girl, she's pure, innocent. I can see it in her. That helmet is a brainwave amplifier. I saw something like it in an article a Japanese friend once showed me. Again, she's talking about Kei Maeda. The organization owning this shelter was using her as a medium to control the ANMCs. They raised her, taught her everything. Supplied her with basic emotions. It was mind control. Basic emotions? Fear. Brainwashing to heighten her preservatory. That's a weird word. She's so young. Kyle's now mad. I don't know why Kyle's mad. He was ready to kill her 2 minutes ago. But they failed, no? Things got out of hand, it seems. Yeah, it would seem so. Thought they could control it, but they cannot. Chance of a lifetime. So, what's happening here is you find out that Eve is the byproduct of the research here. They cloned DNA from Aya. They made this little girl, and now they thought they could use the little girl to control all the random mutations. So that went horribly askew. All the researchers now are dead, and these neo-mitochondrian creatures are roaming around because there's no one there to keep them in check anymore. And now you realize that, oh hey, Kyle Madigan knows shit that he shouldn't know. And Eve stands up, screams. She doesn't like the telephone. Which I don't understand why there's a working telephone in her bedroom anyway. Oh yeah, we got some big news. Get back up here, ASAP. Well, at least we know where we're going now. We're going back to where Pierce was. If you examine this phone again, it can in fact dial out. I recommend you save your game. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, while this is a shorter episode than last, I think I'm going to call it a day, to be honest. When we come back, we're going to explore Eve's bedroom. We're going to make sure that everything is hunky-dory in the neighborhood here. And if it's not, we're going to, maybe do something about that. That's not what I wanted to do. Need to make another save. But until next time, I really do thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, all those crazy cliche YouTuber things to say, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.